boom, bang. What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Federers Muthana, and welcome to the first episode of the NFL season of Good Friends, Better Rivals. This week, we are going to be talking Minnesota Vikings, New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys versus Cleveland Browns, and then we were previewing next week's matchups: Giants, Commanders, and Cowboys
Saints.
Cowboys Saints. Ooh, an LGRN derby. Will you be happy? Will Justin be happy? I'm pretty sure you'll be happy because the Saints beat up on Carolina and Dallas is not Carolina. But before we get into that, guys, we must talk about something that happened literally hours before Sunday, hours before game time. The joke I kept making to Caleb on the show is no longer relevant because Dak Prescott is staying in Dallas. 4 years, $240 million extension for him. Is he 30?
He's 31.
He's the 31-year-old passer for Dallas. And like we said, Caleb, at the end of the day, what happened? Dallas caved.
Yeah.
Dallas caved. But did they cave to the right person?
Well, there was only one person that caved to, so yes.
No, but I'm saying, Caleb, could they have rolled the dice and not have caved?
No, that would have been stupid.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That was going to be stupid because there was nobody else to get. We're going to draft too high to get anybody else. So no, there was nobody. You don't have any. There's no other prospect. And even if you do go out for somebody else, you got to hope that they're as good as Dak Prescott, and then you're going to hope that they're a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. And even if they are better than Dak Prescott, still the quarterbacks that are better than Dak Prescott are still have 0 Super Bowls.
Yes, but in this case, you probably would have went in the draft to get Dak Prescott's replacement. Dak Prescott, you found him in the 4th round the year you drafted him. People say you kind of got lucky because we absolutely got lucky. Yeah, so because he was what? He was receiver. He was quarterback 3 or 4 on the depth chart, and then what? Like 2 people got injured, and then the guy in front of him got injured.
No, he didn't.
He outplayed John Kitna.
That wasn't John Kitna. It was nowhere near the Cowboys.
No, John Kitna was on your team. I swear.
No, he was not. It was
John Kitna wasn't on your team.
Yeah, in 2010.
Ever?
In 2010.
I thought he was on your team in 2010.
Yeah, in 2010. That was 6 years before Dak Prescott was drafted.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Damn, man, my time is all messed up. So who are the quarterbacks in 2016? Was
Tony Romo and Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
And Jamil Showers.
Jamil Showers, but he wasn't. Come on,
he was better than Dak Prescott in practice.
Okay, good point. So all 3 of them got hurt? Or
no, Jamil, they started Dak Prescott in that preseason game, regardless of what he looked like in practice, and he balled out.
And then he leapfrogged Jamil Showers to quarterback 3.
Yeah, I mean, after that first game, he was amazing.
Yeah. And then Moore, didn't Moore hurt his wrist?
Maybe.
It doesn't matter the injury. He got hurt.
Something. He broke.
Yeah, he got hurt, and then Romo injured his back.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cliff Averill, I guess. That I don't know, understand why you were going that hard in preseason. By the way, Cliff, why are you even in the game? So honestly, I feel like a Dallas Cowboy fan should send Cliff Averill like an edible arrangement.
I mean, it's depending how you look.
Yeah, depending on how you look.
Because honestly, I'm one of the ones that do think we should have started Romo in the playoff game.
But come on, dog. Did it really matter?
Romo would have won. I think Romo would have won that game.
That was the Packers game you lost to Aaron Rodgers, correct?
Yeah.
Where Aaron Rodgers threw that ball on the line to Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
But you could tell in the first. I mean, Dak played really well in the second half, but in that first half, you can tell like this was his first playoff game. And
yeah.
Like it's getting to him. I don't think Romo wouldn't have had that problem, and we would have gotten off to a faster start.
Caleb, man, but you got to ride the hot hand. You know what I mean?
I don't think you do. I think you got to ride who's the better quarterback for that moment.
Yeah, and it was Dak Prescott.
It was not Dak Prescott. Romo would have been better for the playoffs.
I don't think so, man. Because
he would have been.
It would have been the first. Remember Patrick Mahomes? How he finally started his season. It was his first playoffs, and he made it to the conference championship game.
Yeah,
you could have had that first season. Yeah. But you lost in the divisional round. See, there's a difference.
But that's what I'm saying. I think a more veteran quarterback like Romo would have won that game.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, well, it's coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? In hindsight's 2020, so it is what it is. But he's not leaving. He's not leaving. It's another 4 years, taking him to age 35, 240, make him the highest paid player in NFL history, of course. You know what I mean? Your dad agrees with you. He says, yes, Romo shot to the homie Leo. Yes, Romo, experience. Exactly. Yeah, so there's that. So, you are your father's son, Caleb. You are your father's son. But yeah, the thing is, he is okay. So like, okay, quarterback wise, there's Patrick Mahomes by himself. Like there's no longer a debate, guys. Like I love Lamar Jackson. I like Joe Burrow. I like Josh Allen.
They're
But
not
Patrick Mahomes,
accomplished. None of them
yeah,
are
yeah,
accomplished.
exactly. But well, Lamar individually, he is
Yeah, I'm saying in the playoffs, they're
in
not
the playoffs. In
accomplished
playoffs,
as in
absolutely.
winning
Um, so him and
championships.
actually Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen post divisional round have like I think the same record. I think they have like I think like 1 or 2 wins in the playoffs. So like it's Patrick by himself, just by himself. Like it's insane. And then underneath him, you have Lamar. You can throw in Josh Allen, but I think Lamar is slightly better than Josh and Joe. And then you kind of have like Josh and Joe, right? And then Dak. And then that's it. Really, it's them three. It's them three, really. And then underneath them, you have the Herbert,
It
the
depends how much you
Lawrence.
hate the Cowboys. And
Well, yeah, depending on how much you hate the like I hate you people. Like I don't like Cowboys fans,
yeah,
but
but sometimes the commentators and people on TV, they let it get to them, and they
yeah,
put
yeah,
it
yeah.
way
And I
down
mean,
there,
I
and they put a
I
bunch of guys who like, come on, these guys don't belong. Go ahead and Dax.
exactly,
That's your Cowboys hate showing.
exactly. So there's that. But the point I'm trying to make here is this. I had to fix the cameras, my bad. Then underneath them is like Herbert and Lawrence, you know what I mean? And I think CJ, you know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
CJ
yeah, definitely put
Stroud
them
is
in. Yeah, for
CJ
sure.
Stroud's right there, man. Like after
Absolutely.
that first season. And he's showing some consistency in
After week one, I mean,
yeah, man, like he's
he
doing
can do
good.
it. Yeah,
So he's like right there, right? Because he's just like the other two people, Herbert and Trevor Lawrence, he's also been in the playoffs. He ended up, he won a playoff game,
oh,
just like Trevor, but he ended up losing to Baltimore. So it happens, it happens. So like there's that tier, right? So because like with Joe, and Joe's still living off of that one postseason, right? Where he made it to the playoffs. Oh, Matthew Stafford is in that same station. Like Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, right? He's with Dak Prescott's like them. And then you have Lamar with Josh sometimes, and then you have just Patrick by himself. In that category, you're right, Caleb. Dak Prescott, he's won nothing. You're right. He's won nothing,
yeah, and
really.
I fully realize, but neither. But
But
my point is,
exactly,
nobody
that's the
else
point I'm
has
making. That's
either.
the point I'm making. All the other quarterbacks, the only person who has a Super Bowl not named Patrick
So
Mahomes
yeah,
is
so
Matthew
it really
Stafford.
doesn't. It just doesn't matter if you want to put all those quarterbacks ahead of him and say they're better, and we say we need to go out and get a guy better. Okay, then if we get a guy better, they still have 0 Super Bowls, so it
But
doesn't
here's the thing,
matter.
Caleb. Here's the thing, Caleb. Are they better? That's the question. That question was asked like, are
Well,
they better?
yeah, it depends on what your opinion
Depending
is.
on what you. I think the
Yeah,
only quarterbacks that are better than Dak Prescott is just two, like guaranteed better. It's Lamar and it's Patrick Mahomes. That's it. I think that's it. All the other ones, they're kind of in the same vein. Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow. I like him, but the consistency isn't there. He's been also been hurt a lot. The wrist, the knee, you know what I mean? The finger, like he's hurt somehow, some way. Dak Prescott, he did have that massive ankle injury, but he usually doesn't miss a lot of games. He doesn't really. Like he's a very durable player. You know what I mean? The freak injury here and there. But like, yeah, like you can't get nobody better. You can't, because the people better than him are not leaving their current situation unless something catastrophic happens.
exactly. So you're just hoping to get someone better in the draft. That's just
Mm-hmm.
hoping, and a lot of them are bust. We see that every year. Only like one quarterback is any good
Exactly.
um, getting out of the draft, and we're not even picking that high. So
Nah.
it's just impossible. We're just
You're
not
trying to
going to
get
get a
lucky
quarterback.
again. You're trying to get lucky
Yeah.
again with like Dak Prescott because
So
like you
then you're
found.
even lowering your even lower probability of getting a guy that's better
Mm-hmm.
than Dak Prescott. So then what's the might as well just ride with Dak and see. I mean, just keep getting chances. As long as he gives you a chance, at least you have a chance in the playoffs, because he does do that for certain. Because he's done it the last 3 years, done tons of times in his career, getting you to the playoffs. That at least gives you a chance of winning the Super Bowl. So as long as you
Exactly.
have a chance, just hopefully things go right. I mean,
Exactly. It's kind of a hoping game with all these other quarterbacks. We just hope everything
I
goes
think
right.
there's a better probability of getting to the playoffs every year than hoping that you're going to get a quarterback who's better.
Exactly. Shout out to Ryan. Hey, fellas, as long as the Giants don't wear those god awful jerseys again this year, I consider it a win, even if they go 0 for 18. Well, it's 0 for 17, Ryan. 0 for 17.
I mean,
Okay.
it might. I think they'll lose the bye week,
Yeah.
so
Well,
probably go for
shut up.
18.
If no one gets injured, we're fine. The Giants look like they were wearing a variation of the Montreal Canadiens uniforms. Yeah, you kind of right, Adelia. Absolutely. But I don't think the Giants will ever go 0 for because every year it's a guaranteed 2 wins or 1 win at least. We're always going to
Yeah,
beat the Commanders
but
somehow.
they're gonna really test that theory this week.
Yes, they will. We're going to talk about that real quick. But before that, let's get into the review of week 1. Shout out to week 1. The NFL is back. Dallas, Cleveland, Dak Prescott, Deshaun Jackson. The defenses, you have Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward and
Deshaun Jackson,
Jeremiah
Deshaun Watson.
Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa versus the Dallas defense of Dexter Lawrence, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs. Dallas blew them out,
Yeah,
beat them
yeah,
down.
yeah.
And I think the bigger story here, it's not about Dallas really, because Dallas came up and showed up. It's how bad Deshaun Watson is. He is just bad.
Yeah.
He went from second best quarterback in the league
I wouldn't.
behind Patrick Mahomes.
I never thought that.
Well, it's okay. It's okay to be wrong in the moment and then now be right post moment.
No, I
It's
never
fine.
thought that at the time. I don't know how you go win 4 games and you're considered a top 5 quarterback.
In Houston, he didn't win 4
Yeah,
games.
he did. He went a whole season, starting season, and he won 4 games.
Oh, that season, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
you're
that
not
season.
top 5 guy. Even the best quarterbacks, even if you have a bad team around you, they still go 500.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. Aaron Rodgers had a bad team. He went 500. The best quarterbacks
Time
don't
out.
not win 4 games.
Okay, no, my bad. I was thinking of Matthew Stafford. You're right about that. No, you're right. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Matt Stafford was never considered a top 5 quarterback when he
Exactly.
was
You're right.
losing.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. So you know what? Good point, Caleb. Good point. Good point. But yeah, now he's bad. He's bad now. And you guys took advantage of it. The man stopped knowing how to play football. And he's going to get Kevin Stefanski fired somehow. I don't know why he would, but he's probably going to, because when Kevin Stefanski had Joe Flacco and all the other quarterbacks last year, Cleveland was serviceable and they won games. And Kevin Stefanski, this is the mark of a pretty good coach, where you're given a horrible situation and you're trying to make something out of it. Last year, he gets injured. He gets the new quarterbacks. They look better with Kevin Stefanski. Deshaun Jackson is the ball and chain that's dragging this team down. Cleveland thought they had a quarterback, and again, Cleveland got cursed. They got the quarterback that they didn't think was good. They were sold a bill of goods, basically. And I think that's the story here. It's like, not really. Dallas showed up. Dallas played great. The other big story of this game was Tom Brady's booth debut. Like, really? Dallas was an afterthought of this game, if you think about it, Caleb, which is really crazy to think, Caleb. You guys were afterthoughts.
Well, more because you just kind of you've seen this type of performance. What we do all the time is go and beat lesser teams, and we beat them pretty badly. I mean, you're basically seeing a replay of what we did last year. We went into New York, right? It was in New York, and we kicked the shit out of the Giants.
All right, can we change the verbiage? All right, can we change the verbiage here? Just calm down.
We did do that.
All right, fine. You did it. Continue.
And you saw the 40-0 win against the Giants, and that's basically
in the
what we did.
In the rain, bro.
What we did here, we went to Cleveland, we kicked the shit out of the Browns. I mean, it's just kind of that's why it's not as big a story, because we've seen these type of performances, and that's why I said that's why I said before the season, like, that's why I picked us to win 12 games again. There's really not much difference in this team. It's the same team that beats crap out of the bad teams. because we're still basically the same set of guys here, or but at least the same playmakers that are doing their thing, and they did their thing on Sunday. Dak was efficient in the first half, got into CD Lamb. So the playmakers are making plays. Michael Parsons had a sack. He was disruptive as hell. He had the most pressures on the quarterback and all on Sunday. So, yeah, I mean, like the same guys there, the same guys were making plays and, winning the game for us. And even more so, what I was surprised, how much we scored on their defense. And I think that was attributed to Mike McCarthy's scheme. He really did a really good job scheming away from Myles Garrett, not letting him disrupt this game, limiting his effectiveness.
Wait, Kip, repeat what you said. Did you just compliment Mike McCarthy,
For the first half, he did that. I think in the second half, he really got away from it, and our offense really struggled in the second half. But we were already up so much, so I think he was just really calling a conservative game by that point.
Well, you were only up 20-3.
Yeah, but it more felt like 40-0. I mean, to be honest,
that's a good point.
I just had the feeling of the game. Yeah, I mean, the score man.
KaVontae Turpin.
How much we were kicking their ass. I mean, It just felt like it was a lot more. But yeah, obviously the KaVontae Turpin punt return, and that's why I told you.
Deshaun Jackson would be better. Is a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson. Ooh, shout out to Jose. Shout out to you, Jose. I continue.
But that's why I said that that would be a difference in the game if we can get a play. It doesn't have to be all in offense. It can be by the defense. It can be by special teams. And we got that special teams play with KaVontae Turpin finally taking his first returning touchdown back, the first one he's had in his career. So, yeah. But overall, yeah, I liked what McCarthy did was scheming away. Like he was a lot of rollout, a lot of runs to the opposite side of Myles Garrett. Everything was away from him. So it really limited Myles Garrett effectiveness to really disrupt anything and change the game on defense. And obviously they made adjustments in the second half, so that it made our offense a little.
Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, it did affect what we were able to do in the second half on offense. But overall, I thought McCarthy did a good job scheming up things. Really, especially on the touchdown drive where, Dak just sees the blitz coming and he just, lobs it up to Brandon Cooks with a great pass and gets that touchdown where he's wide open. That type of thing was really cool, really good to see.
Because when you look at the stats, right, because sometimes the stats don't tell the whole story, right? If you look at these stats by the Dallas Cowboys, you think the Dallas Cowboys offense really didn't have a good day.
Yeah, but we didn't think they would going into this game. Like,
because of the defense.
Against the Cleveland Browns, we didn't think like, oh, they were going to go off or anything like that. I didn't say that. At least I don't think anybody thought that.
And it's kind of a defensive slugfest. And the thing is, it was two good defenses playing good, but one side's offense was.
And that's why I said I was so confident that we would win this game because who's our quarterback? Deshaun Watson. He sucks. I mean, it's just
2 interceptions.
They're just not going to move the ball on us.
No Nick Chubb. They don't have Nick Chubb. They had Jerome Ford, Deshaun Watson, 24 for 45, 169, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. And, comparison with Dak, 19 for 32, 179 and a touchdown. Chief David and Njoku had a good play down the middle of the field, but their receivers were non-existent.
And that's the best part of it. That Kalen Carson, a rookie in his first game, goes out there, covers Amari Cooper for pretty much the entire game, and he does a number on him. Like he was knocking down passes.
Caleb, can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? One of the best position coaches in the NFL.
Oh yeah,
it's Al Harris.
Al Harris is amazing.
Al Harris is a magician, by the way. He's a magician, by the way. Did I get that dub? Yeah. Have I gotten that W? I don't know, Derek. I don't know. I should. I'm just trying to see if I don't get screwed over because I did everything right. That's the NCAA dynasty that we're in, Caleb. I'm just trying to get my dub, man. I did everything right. I'm just trying to get my dub. But Al Harris, man, some of the best position coaches in the NFL. We know who they are. There's Bones Fossil, the special teams coach. You know what I mean? Special team coaches are kind of position coaches. They're punter, kicker coaches, and overall special team coaches. Like, no one's a gunner coach. That's not a thing. So the special team coach teaches everybody on special teams. But individual positions, a lot of people talk about how Andre Patterson, the former defensive line coach of Minnesota, was one of the best defensive line coaches in the NFL. Is it Brian Callahan?
Yeah.
It's Brian Callahan, right? The offensive line coach?
Yeah.
So there's Brian Callahan, the offensive line coach, who's now coaching with his son, Brian?
Oh, it's Bill.
Bill. Okay. So Brian is the son. So Bill Callahan is now coaching with his son, Brian Callahan, in Tennessee. He's one of the best offensive line coaches. So it's Bill. People kept talking about Andre Patterson, but you got to throw in Al Harris, man. Back-to-back years, he's been given this random rookie. You know how it is, Caleb, right? We keep talking about this like, rookie corners, they're going to struggle because, they're still adjusting to the speed of the game. Al Harris is like, I don't care that you're a rookie. I don't care that you're a nobody. I don't care that you're not even a Power 5 corner.
He's a 5th-round pick.
A 5th-round pick.
Deron Bland was a 5th-round pick, too.
Where is Kalen Carson from?
I don't even know.
Damn it, Caleb.
Well, I don't know. He was a 5th-round pick.
Don't know. That's your job. It's your job to know.
Yeah, but he was a 5th-round pick.
Wake Forest. So he is a Power 5 corner. He's a Power 5 corner. But he was given a non-Power 5 corner from Fresno State last year. And he broke the touchdown interception record. And then now he's given a corner from Wake Forest. It's Wake Forest. Let's not act like they're a football producing powerhouse. They're Wake Forest. They have some.
No Boise State, right?
Yeah, they're no Boise State. That's goddamn right. They're no Boise State. You had some Boise State people on your team.
We still do.
You know what I mean? You still do probably. Two of your best players for a couple years were Boise State players before Michael Parsons showed up.
Yeah.
He's like, and Al Harris is just a little Al Harris magic. He did it again. You know the meme, Caleb, of Breaking Bad where Aaron Paul's like, he can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah.
This is the second time Al Harris has done this. It's 2 times too many.
Well, I mean,
he can't keep getting away with this.
Throw Trayvon Diggs too, because I mean, he wasn't top pick. He was a 2nd-round pick.
Yeah, but he was like the second best corner in the draft, though. Let's not act like he was like
a 2nd-round pick. He wasn't.
Yeah, he
wasn't a top 10 corner.
But that's not a. Yeah, he was, Caleb.
I mean, a top 10 pick in the draft.
Yeah, but Caleb, that's a first round. There's draft experts who say there are 32 picks in the first round. We all know that, but there's like 40 first round picks. Grades.
I don't think so. I think they
I think Trayvon Diggs was like. Oh, we gotta find.
They say there's less. I think they say like there's only like 20 first round graded guys, and
some drafts they're more than 32. Trust me, there's more than 32. And I think let's not act like Trayvon Diggs was some random corner. Like he's
not some random.
Yeah, he was the starting corner for the University of Alabama here, man.
Well, obviously,
I mean,
but he just wasn't like a top 10 pick.
Well, yeah, that's because of need and draft profile.
But yeah, it was even the back side of the draft too.
I'm looking at his no, he was picked 20. He was picked 19. What are you talking about? It's middle of the round, second round. He was the middle
back half. That's the back half of the round.
Yeah, because 32. Yeah, you're right. 16. Yeah. Nah, man, but I think he was a top 5 corner in that draft.
3rd-round pick.
He was a top 5 corner in that pick that year.
3rd-round pick.
Okay, you know what? Let's not litigate this, okay? Al Harris. We're talking about Al Harris here. All right. The man is a magician. Could he become a future defensive coordinator in this league? Maybe, because this shows one thing, Caleb, about this. He's a teacher. He's a teacher. Can he get the full scope of the defense? Because you have to talk to defensive linemen and linebackers. Probably he can. Because I'm not gonna doubt Al Harris. It's not happening. Because wasn't he also the cornerback who picked off Matt Hasselbeck? Yeah, Matt Hasselbeck, who said, we want the ball, we want to go down and score. And the very next play, Al Harris scores that touchdown. That's him. That's Al Harris. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to doubt him. I'm done. If every year some random corner that I don't know about playing for Dallas always plays good, and we know why. Why do you think Mike McCarthy made sure to keep Al Harris? Because Mike McCarthy knows
Yeah, I mean
I
he
need you.
played for Mike McCarthy, so
Yeah. So
he
shout out to Al
already.
Harris, man. Al Harris, bro. What a tremendous hire. Caleb, any other notes and news
Yeah,
about the game
the
that we
guy
didn't touch on?
that the big shining light on the defense um, was the Marvion Overshown. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it just saddens me that we just did not have this guy last year because that is a one because that was what I talked about all last season. The linebacker position was just bad last year, and my God, it is so nice to see a guy like this. I knew it. I knew it. We saw it in his preseason games in his rookie year how great he could have been. He could have been that year, and that was the missing piece we needed. And he looks amazing. He was all over the field, making he led the team in tackles. I mean, the way he closed on he was on the opposite side of the field, and he closed on Deshaun Watson when it looked like he was about to run, and he just got to him so fast, and it looked like he was like a bullet, like every time he was making a tackle. Um, he was great. Obviously, he's a
Number 13.
yep. He was a safety in college, converted linebacker now, but he looks great and just
Where did he go to college, Caleb?
University of Texas, baby.
You know it, baby.
Yeah, screw you.
Continue, Caleb.
But yeah, he looks great, and yeah, I'm glad to have him back. And he is coming off his injury. You always say he needs some time, but it looks like he doesn't need any time because he looks amazing coming out the gate. Obviously,
Did
the
you like?
also
What did you like about him? Did you like him in pass pro where he covered, or like coming downhill in the in the run game?
the run game, the quarterbacks, like he could be a great quarterback spy on running quarterbacks. Because that's what Watson was trying to do. He was trying to run, and just the closing speed that he has is amazing. So yeah, that's what I think he's best at, just kind of getting shot out of a cannon and just getting after people. Um, but on that, the thing that everybody was talking about was starting two offensive linemen, rookie offensive linemen,
Mm-hmm.
and how well they would hold up against Miles Garrett. He Miles Garrett only he had one sack, but other than that, he really didn't have like a big effect on them. They held up pretty well. Obviously, Tyler Guyton lost sometimes, but he's just a tough. Like I said, he was going to be a tough guy to get around, and I think Garrett did have some difficulty getting through. Obviously, he got his
Mm-hmm.
wins on him, but just because of his pure size and mass of the guy, it was going to be a tough day to get around him, and he was going to have to work for it. And then Cooper Beebe, yeah, he was good. We got a little better on the run game. We got what we got out of Zeke and Dowd. Well, which was a little disappointing. I think Zeke was about what he expected. I still think he's the best pass blocking running back in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, the guy was just free rushing, and Zeke just stuck him and just stopped this guy on his tracks, and it was great to see that Zeke still has that part of his game. But Dowdle was a little disappointing. I think we were more productive when Zeke was in the game. They kind of did switch back and forth between Zeke
Mm-hmm.
and Dowdle in every
Mm-hmm.
drive, but I felt like the drives that Zeke was in there, I thought we were more productive.
All right. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Anything else, Caleb? That's all.
Um, Brandon Aubrey's still awesome 4 for 4.
Jesus,
Almost kicked a
man.
7-yard, 70-yard field goal. I think he would have
Didn't
made it.
didn't he kick a
He kicked a
16?
66-yard field goal, and they said it was delay of game when it was their dumbass refs that did reset the clock. When the guys are coming on and off the field, they're supposed to reset the clock, and they didn't do that, so they got to
Mm-hmm.
delay a game. But yeah, it would have been good from 70.
I think so. Former number one overall pick in the MLS draft by Toronto FC. He's a soccer guy. Makes sense, right? Makes sense why he has a big leg. But now let's get over to the other boys in blue. the people who are feeling the blues, the New York Giants. I'm gonna keep it quick and simple, right? Because I talked about this
Quick
on
and
Sunday.
simple. This was just a travesty and a tragedy that I go on the line, go out of my way to pick your sad sack of a franchise to
You
win
didn't
this
pick us.
ball game.
You picked the money line. You didn't pick us. Get out of here.
No, I didn't pick the money line. I picked you. Well, I picked the cover. I picked +2, but I did pick the money line, which means I had even more confidence. You guys went straight up, and you guys just pissed all over yourself, and it
Exactly.
just looked like goddamn
No,
mess.
but here's the thing. Here's the problem. Right? I'm done talking about the offense. I'm done. It's the offense is
Yeah,
bad.
but that wasn't even the disappointing part. 'Cause I
No,
knew your
exactly.
offense
Let
was
me
gonna go up.
yes, exactly. Let me freaking say my point, because I let you say your points. Let me say my points. I'm not disappointed in the offense. I knew the offense sucked. I knew it. I tell everyone the offense sucked. Why do you think when I was picking them to win, I was picking them like 14-10 or 17-14? They're not a good offense. They suck. They suck. They're not very good. The disappointment is the defense. They didn't show up. They didn't show up at all. One sack, Caleb. One sack with this new revamped defensive line with Kayvon Thibodeau. Brian Burns missed the $30 million with Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is the only one who showed up. He had one sack. Nobody else showed up at all. Micah McFadden was injured, so we had to start rookie Darius Maasua next to Bobby Okereke. The other two rookies, Andrew Phillips and Tyler Nubin, had a good game. But what do you mean you had a good game? The defense was being ripped apart. You didn't have a good game. I'm not praising them. Praise them for what? Oh, Drew Phillips caused the fumble. That's cool. That's good. That's a nice individual play. But that's it. The defense didn't show up. Sam Darnold, Caleb, was 12 for 12.
No.
He started 12 for 12. What the hell is Shane Bowen doing?
Which I knew he could do that against your secondary, but I didn't think he was going to do it, considering the pressure was going to get to him before he could get the ball off.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing too: Kayvon Thibodeau isn't beating the allegations. He isn't. That Mr. Beat up on small teams, don't show up against big teams player. Oh, has that great game against Washington on Thursday night with the strip sack and all that stuff. It's exactly. Exactly. It's Washington in his rookie year. And then he had that game against the Jets where he had 3 sacks. I'm like, yes, the Jets offensive line. Of course you had 3 sacks. But when he was against Tyron Smith or Tyler Smith or any of the offensive line of Philly, poof. Nowhere to be seen. And these players are crying about being booed during the game. There's some booing after the game. I think that's a little corny, but it's whatever. I don't really care about that. But the booing in the game, they're being booed. They're being booed. And you damn right you deserve to be booed. Because Derek Jeter said it famously. Derek Jeter, one of the greatest New York athletes ever, said it perfectly about the New York fans. They boo because they want to cheer. Every fan boos because they want to cheer. They're playing horrible, so they're not going to cheer. So what do? They boo. And you should see that and say this. You beat Jermaine Illuminor. And Jermaine Illuminor said, of course they booed. We got to give them something good to cheer for. And then Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau in their feelings about being booed. You damn right I'm going to boo you. You know how much these tickets cost to go to NFL games?
A lot. Well, if you're a Panthers fan, they're really cheap.
Oh yeah, shout out to the Panthers. But yeah, especially like the alleged big franchises, the big brands. Even when they suck, they still sell absorbent amount of ticket prices. Even when the Cowboys suck, tickets were still going for $300-$400. Same thing with the Giants. I don't understand why, but it is what it is, like $200-$300. I'm paying $200-$300 for this ticket, and you didn't show up. You goddamn right, I'm gonna boo you. Booing is okay. Fans have every right to boo because you suck. You sucked. They were in cover 2 shell most of the game, Caleb. And they literally told Brian Daboll, I dare you to run the ball. And Brian Daboll was like, I don't think I can run the ball because I don't have a running back that can run the ball. We had one last year, but we don't have one this year. They didn't show up. The offense not showing up is the offensive line actually played a little well, but the problem is, you listen to, shout out to Baldy. I like Baldy's breakdowns. He says the offensive line sucked. He's like, this offensive line sucked. But the problem is, the reason everyone kept saying the offensive line played well is that they have been worse than this. We went from absolute travesty to they suck. We've evolved, Caleb. We've evolved. And some of the sacks were his fault, Daniel Jones, where he would run into the sack. He had a good pocket. Stand in there and throw the ball, but he's jittery. His mental clock is all over. He's scared to stay in the pocket. He wants to run. And it's done, bro. It was done last year. It was done the year before. It's done this year. You need to move on. You should have moved on from him during that playoff season. But I was in the spaces yesterday with Pat Leonard. Shout out to Pat Leonard. Talking Ball with Pat Leonard. Go subscribe to that channel. Let's try to have him on the show, Pat Leonard. I think I know a way to get him on the show. He said Brian Daboll and Joe Shane got high on their own supply. After that first season in the playoffs, they're like, oh, we're actually better than we are, or we're actually pretty solid coaches and GMs, better than we thought we were. And then they quickly realized how the NFL adjusts. Just like that. Schedule wasn't that tough. The NFL adjusted, and this is where you are right now.
I mean, even not just for the Giants, for the Eagles as well. I mean, that's why they got a great seed in the playoffs, because they're and that's why they took it all the way to the Super Bowl, because their schedule wasn't tough. We knew all the fans of the NFC East knew that. And yeah, I mean that Daniel Jones took advantage of that. But we all knew he wasn't a good quarterback, and that's why you shouldn't have paid him.
No, we shouldn't have paid him. The right move to do is you get rid of him. You get rid of him. And if you get rid of Saquon, you get rid of Saquon. But if you keep Saquon, you keep Saquon.
Shouldn't have got rid of Saquon.
You should have kept him, in a sense. But if you got rid of both of them, I wouldn't have been mad. But you made the wrong decision by getting rid of one and keeping the other.
But you wouldn't have to get rid of Saquon if you gave all that money to that you gave Daniel Jones to Saquon.
But I'm saying like, yeah, you're right, because he's still only 26. He was still only 26. He was coming off a massive ACL injury, but he would have still probably didn't. You should have kept him. Fine, you should have kept him. But I'm just saying, if they got rid of both of them off of the ACL injury and off of Daniel Jones being Daniel Jones, I wouldn't have been mad.
But because you realize that, we got to the divisional round of the playoffs with Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm. But the reason we did,
we can bring out anybody in here, and we'll probably do the same thing.
Exactly.
That's a stupid thing about it, that you don't have to pay him all this money. You could have brought, and that's what I was telling you on the show, that you literally could have brought anybody in. You could have had Tyler Taylor playing.
I agreed with you. What
did not agree with me.
No. Stop your bullshit. Stop your bullshit. What the fuck? No. What the fuck did I say? I said get rid of him. I said Buffalo Bills him. I said Buffalo Bills him. What did I say? I said Buffalo Bills him. What did the Buffalo Bills did to Tyrod Taylor? They sent him packing and they traded for Josh Allen. Don't say I didn't say that. Do not say I didn't say that. Don't say
I'm
and
not
lie.
saying you didn't say that.
Exactly. And that's what I wanted them to do. That's what I wanted them to do. That's what I wanted them to do.
I'm saying, but
they didn't do that.
I think you said that a little later on.
No. I said that during the season. I said that after the playoff win. I said, Tyrod Taylor, get him out of here. I said that. But then they paid him. And then guess what? We paid them. We're stuck with him. It is what it is. But I wanted them to not pay him. And I wanted them to Tyrod Taylor him. I kept saying this. Joe Shane was a part of the Buffalo Bills the GM staff. He was the assistant GM. He was Brandon Beane's right-hand man. And he saw Brandon Beane tell Tyrod Taylor, thank you for sending us to the playoffs. We appreciate you, but get out. This is talking about the Buffalo Bills here, who had him into the playoffs in over 20 years. and Tyrod Taylor won and sent them to the playoffs. I wanted them to send him packing. Okay? That's what I wanted. That was the initial plan. Send him packing. If you re-sign Saquon Barkley, fine. But if you got rid of Saquon Barkley, that's also fine with me because you know how the running backs happen in the NFL. But my initial plan was get rid of Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor him like Buffalo did. But Buffaloed him. That's what I kept telling you to do that. But they didn't. And you guess what? We were stuck with him. And you try to be optimistic, but it's done. It's done. It's done, bro. It's done. Who the hell said that?
Tiki Barber did. Tiki Barber said.
Tiki Barber did?
Yeah, you don't remember that video was all over the place. That after Dak threw that interception.
Shout to D Shift.
It was after like the 2022 season. Like Dak threw a lot of interceptions that season, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we'll take Daniel Jones over Dak all day." I think a lot of people.
Caleb, let's point out. Let's point out we got new viewer. Shout out to D Shift. It's looking like he's definitely a Dallas Cowboys fan because I see that's the old uniform. Is that's Washington? That's Washington. Giants fans used to say Daniel Jones was better than Dak Prescott. Bart Scott ain't no Giants fan. He had what?
No, Bart Scott said it too.
Bart Scott said, "Really? We're gonna listen to Bart Scott now?"
He hates on the Cowboys all the time.
Well, of course, it's Bart Scott's a psychopath. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But those people are dumb. Tiki Barber always steps in it. He made a joke about Saquon Barkley that Saquon took a little personally. It happens. But ain't no way any smart Giants fan thought Daniel Jones was better than Dak Prescott. If you actually know ball, that should have never been uttered out of your mouth. I would say it just to piss you off, but I wouldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Because I like twisting the screws on you. It's fun. It's fun seeing you get a little angry. You get a little. I like when you get a little emotional because sometimes you're a little too stoic, for my opinion. You know what I mean? Like that moment we just yelled at each other. But he was never better than him ever. Daniel Jones was never better than him. Daniel Jones was always the third best quarterback in the division. You know what I mean? Even with the Eagles, Carson Wentz, and Nick Foles era, he was still not better than them. You know what I mean? The podcaster Bad Dog. Oh, yeah, Mad Dog said that? No, Mad Dog.
I don't think he said. I mean, he might have said it maybe early on in his career.
Maybe.
Bad Dog has been. I don't think he said that.
I don't think Mad Dog said that. Mad Dog, because Mad Dog ain't
Bad Dog Sports. I know who he's talking about.
Oh, Bad Dog.
Yeah,
Who's Bad Dog?
He's a Giants. He's a Giants YouTube guy. He's a very popular New York Giants YouTube channel.
He thought Dak Prescott wasn't. Yeah, bro, that's just.
I don't think he said that. He might have said that, or previously he might have just been doing to piss off Cowboys fans.
Yeah, probably. But that's just nonsense. Literally, for the past 2 years, the New York Giants fans have been saying we can't wait till Dak Prescott doesn't sign his deal. For 2 years, they've been saying this. It didn't happen because they signed the deal before this Sunday. They wanted Dak Prescott because they know he's the best QB in the division. He is what? What is the kid? So I think he's okay. Technically, he's not
undefeated since his rookie season.
Yeah, no, yeah, because the game that he broke his ankle and you still won the game.
Yeah,
because you still won.
The only time the Cowboys lost is when that one. Yeah,
was that same season?
That same season,
the second game
of the year.
The second game. Yeah. With Andy Dalton. So he's undefeated against the Giants. He has one loss against the Eagles. I think the team that's
he has 2 losses.
1 or 2.
No, yeah, he was hurt for that game.
Right. Yeah, 1 or 2, I think.
Yeah,
and I think the team that's beaten him the most in this division, Caleb, is the Washington Commanders.
I think so. Which is still he still has a great record.
Yeah, it's like only like 3 losses. I think he's only like 3 losses. I think. Yeah, he's lost to the Commanders like I think 3 times, and
they were like the end of the season type of game.
Yeah. So because it was definitely like that, but like he's definitely the best. Like he owns this division. He owns this division like the back of his hand. But like it's gonna be a rough ride. So let's transition over. Speaking of the New Giants, they're against the Washington Commanders this week. Speaking of the Commanders, the Achilles heel and Dak Prescott's ankle.
We can go. Well, we'll just say just because we're NFC East, Eagles obviously got a big win against the Packers.
On
Which
Friday night in Brazil. Yes, yes.
absolutely probably should have lost that game.
Yeah, Jordan Love.
Jalen Hurts played an awful game.
Yeah.
Turned the ball 3 times. Their defense
Jordan
is
Love
still
gets
terrible.
Jordan Love got injured, so Jordan Love's gonna be out for like I believe 3 to 6 weeks. He
Yeah,
got hurt in that game.
and then Washington, I thought they would look better. Honestly, I thought they would look
I
better.
don't know why
than they
people
looked.
thought that. I told everyone Tampa is gonna beat them. I told
Yeah,
everybody that, but no one
Commanders.
believed me.
I thought I picked the Commanders.
Nah, man, because
I thought he would look better. I mean, I thought he would come out. I mean, I thought he ran way too much. Jaden Daniels. Yeah,
here's the thing, because okay, so it's head coach Dan Quinn, not defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. It's head coach Dan Quinn. Sorry, hiccups. Yeah, and it's Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury with Bobby Johnson, who's the former offensive line coach in New York, who New York fans hate because they think he's the Antichrist. He's now the offensive line coach for Washington, and you're against Todd Bowles, one of the best defensive coaches in the NFL. And guess what happened? They beat you down. You know, they had nobody to stop Mike Evans. Who the hell do they have to stop Mike Evans? Who stops Mike Evans?
Yeah, their corners are awful. I mean, they're just as bad as the Giants corners.
Exactly.
They're terrible.
And
yeah, and then I don't understand. They didn't even target, like, even look Terry McLaurin's way at all. Like, that's
no. I think it was like wide receivers who were on the left side the most. It was like Terry was at like 60% of the time on the left side. This is your best player. He's been your best player for the past what? How long has Terry been in the league? 7, 8 years?
Something like that.
Yeah, he's been their best player for 7 to 8 years. Throw him the ball. His nickname is Scary Terry for a reason, because he generally scares. The only thing, like, if we lose to the Commanders, we lost to them one way. 17 went off. 17 went off. And 17's biggest, corner that's going to stop him is Cliff Kingsbury. Because Cliff Kingsbury is not a good coach. He's not. People gave him credit for Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M, right, Caleb? Forgetting that their head coach was one of the best offensive coaches in college football history when he was at Houston. Kevin Sumlin is the reason we got Johnny Football. Cliff Kingsbury was just there for the ride. And then him and his shades, and then him and his slick back hair. Guess what? He then was hired at his alma mater at Texas Tech. And this man literally, he saw Patrick Mahomes was good for him. But guess what? They were always 5-7. Because he was like, what's defense? What is that? I don't know what that is. And then he failed upwards. The epitome of they don't care about merit in the NFL. They do not care about merit. How do you get fired from Texas Tech and then be hired as the Arizona Cardinals head coach? So don't tell me they care about merit in the NFL, okay? Don't talk to me about merit, all right? Because I can give you instances of them not caring about merit, all right? Exhibit A. And that's why they're going to be bad this year. You have head coach Dan Quinn, and you have Cliff Kingsbury. Team's going to suck. Watch it. The Giants are going to beat them this week. Yeah, they will. And the thing is, and here's the problem, Caleb.
It's really hard. Really, after the way Daniel Jones, like, my God.
One thing he can do, Caleb. One thing Daniel Jones can do. One thing. Only one thing is beat the Commanders. Yeah, I said it on LBHT on Wednesday.
And really schemes up his defense to really trash Daniel Jones.
Yeah, but he doesn't have DeMarcus Lawrence, Marquise Bell, Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland, Michael Parsons. He doesn't have those. He doesn't have those on this Washington Commanders team. He has Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah, Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne still.
Yeah, and guess what? They did nothing against the Giants last year, and they did nothing against the Giants the year before, and they still lost. Quinn. Yeah, but we'll see about that. Head coach Dan Quinn ain't the same as defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. We've seen it. And the one thing Daniels knows how to do is beat the Commanders. He's 5-1-1 against the Commanders. If he can't do that anymore, then the Giants have no hope. And we're going to go like 0 for 17.
Well, I mean, that's probably looking like
You know
a
what I mean? Which,
possibility.
yeah, this QB class in college, I'm still not, enamored by it. You have Cam Ward in Miami. He played very well. You have the Georgia kid
You'll be
Carson
very
Beck.
happy with Quinn Ewers. Very happy.
I
Very good.
I would be happy with Quinn Ewers. I would be very happy. With because I think he's the best quarterback in the nation. It's not Shador. It's not. I don't think it is. It's Quinn, and I think it goes Quinn, Cam, and Carson. Quinn, Cam, and Carson. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Quinn, Cam, and Carson. That's me right here. Could they be playing the long game by waiting for 2026 and some kid named Arch Manning is eligible? Could they be playing the long game? That's the theory. That's the dream.
Seasons.
Hey man, if it's a lot of bad seasons to get to Arch, then it is. You know what I mean?
He looked good. He looked good in
his like 5 minutes. Like, what do you look good? What do you look good? Get out of here.
He got touchdown. He threw a touchdown.
2 touchdowns.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Don't ask me that. I'm not keeping track of Arch Manning.
I think you are. It looks like you are. Scouting them out already.
Yeah. Scouting them out already.
We're going to blow a lot of teams, so we got plenty of playing time this season.
Yeah, exactly. And with Quinn Ewers, you beat last week. You beat an NFL defensive coordinator in Wink Martindale. He's now the defensive coordinator in Michigan. You blew him out 32-17. I believe it was a 32-17 or 30.
He's not a good defensive coordinator. I mean,
he was pretty good last year with the Giants, but I digress.
40-0 is not very good.
You know what? That's more of the offense's fault, not the defense's fault.
We beat you the Dynasty team too pretty badly.
You had like 3. You had like, you know what? Let's not talk about this. Can we stop bringing that up? Why do you keep bringing that up? You know what? If we're gonna bring up old stuff, you want to bring up old stuff? Let's bring up the 2007.
Here, just saying.
You keep bringing up old stuff. You keep bringing up old stuff. Why you keep bringing up old stuff? If we're bringing up old stuff, I'll bring up the 2007 playoff game. Remember that one?
We're not bringing up old stuff. We're just talking about.
You're bringing up old. No, you keep bringing up old stuff.
We're talking about recent games.
No, it's not.
Of Wink Martindale. We put 70 points on them. So I'm just saying.
Bringing up old stuff, man. You always keep bringing up the old stuff. Always bringing up the old stuff, man. Why you gotta do that? You know what? Bring up your Cowboys, man. Cowboys, Saints. Just shut up. You know what? You shut your face. All right. Saints, Cowboys. Cowboys are gonna win. How badly are they gonna beat the Saints?
Probably pretty badly, considering the point spread's like 6 or 7 points, depending on what sportsbook you're looking at.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
So the line is pretty Vegas is saying, yeah, we're probably going to blow them out, and that's we've shown plenty of evidence that we will blow out because that's always what we do, especially because we're at home. We play great at home, and we especially play great at home when we're playing an inferior team, and that's what I mean. Saints look good, but they, like you said, they look good against the Panthers, who probably are just as bad as the Giants.
That Germany game at 6:30 in the morning, man. That's let's grow the game and send them that.
Yeah, punishment for World War II.
Yeah, that's our last punishment for World War II. You're gonna get to watch Giants Panthers. Shout out to you, Germany.
But yeah, so we're gonna just do it. We're gonna do what we always do. It's the same old Cowboys. We're gonna go up there. We're gonna kick their ass because they're not as good as us, and just because we have more talent than they do. I mean, that's just simply what it is. We're a better team. And then they're gonna have the same problems that the Browns did because a lot of their offensive line is hurt.
One of their centers is playing guard.
Yeah,
Cesar Ruiz. He's a center.
I mean their offensive line is just as much of a mess
unless they moved him to guard.
As the Browns were, and you saw what happened. What we did to that Browns offensive line this past Sunday. We're gonna cause problems. Parsons going to be all over there, all over the place. He's going to get his, and then Overshown, like you said, I think he's going to shine. I will give him credit though. They're going to have a much better running game with Alvin Kamara, and we're really going to see what the Cowboys run game looks like in this game more so than last game, and that probably might be a difference. It might be they'll score more points than the Browns did, I think. Um, so I'll give credit for that. But as far as like I said, I think Carolyn Carson's going to build off of he's getting that he had last week. We still got Trayvon Diggs. He looks great. He had an interception last game. So I still think we're going to get our interceptions and our turnovers and stuff like that, and our pressure because of all the pressure caused by their bad offensive line. And so we're going to get after Carr, and he's going to make mistakes, and we're going to get our turnovers like that. And as far as we always kind of start slow in the beginning of the season, so it was a little slow last game. I might see that again, but I think with just Dak is going to do Dak, and he's going to play well. I don't see really our offensive line is going to hold up against their D line, and CD's going to make plays. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Hopefully we can run the ball a little better than we did against Cleveland. I hope Dado has a better game than he did, because I don't think he had a great game. That's what I'm hoping for the most, is seeing how good our running game is. That's what I want to see. As more than anything else, is how well is our running game going to do, and can we consistently run the ball?
Pretty much, bro. Pretty much how it is. Saints kind of overvalued in the sense because of the it's the Carolina Panthers. They didn't really, Rodney's distraught. He doesn't really like talking about the game, so I don't bring it up all the time.
But hey, yeah, if they take it to us and it's a back and forth game, I'll say, okay, this Saints team is legit then.
Yeah, but we don't think it is. We don't think it's gonna happen. So, because it's the NFC South, man. Like, all four of those teams suck anyway.
Well,
like,
I mean, Buccaneers look pretty good.
Yeah, the Buccaneers look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like 3 of the 4 teams, like one of them has Kirk Cousins, the other one's Carolina, and one of them has Derek Carr. You know what I mean? So like, but he looked good. Derek Carr looked good. Shout out to Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak. You know what I mean? Showing you that, yes, I know I got my job because my dad's Gary Kubiak, but I'm gonna show you why I should keep this job. Because in the NFL you get a lot of nepotism. Clint Kubiak's another reason for it. Kyle Shanahan. So there's that. So
I'm gonna say 34-21.
34-21. I agree. I agree. So you're taking the points.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm giving them points.
Giving them points.
Yeah.
No, but that's above 6 points though.
Yeah, that's why you give them 6 points and you say you're gonna cover that.
Are you gonna beat them by more than 6?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. If you took the points, you would mean that the Saints lose, but they
cover,
lose by less than 6.
Like
6.5. It was 6.5, right?
Yeah, like a 24-21 game.
Yeah. See, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning, dog. What's the over-under on this game?
I can look that up. Okay.
Hey, no. Look up the over-under on the Giants Commanders. Look, that was gonna be the funny one, because that's just gonna be like what? That's just gonna be like what, 30?
Let me see. These have it. Hold on. Van for a little bit.
All right. By the way, guys, if you have more inclined to enjoy betting, every Wednesday, 8:00 Pacific, on this channel right here, Betting the NFL, Caleb and his co-host Derek D. Weezy in the chat take you through the 5 best bets of the weekend for you to place your, where you are, your sports betting apps. If you're in Vegas, go to the casinos, do all your things. By the way, guys, last night, Thursday Night Football occurred. Buffalo, Miami. Buffalo wins again. But the big story coming out of that game really isn't the game. It's Tua Tagovailoa once again getting a concussion, and it's gotten to the point where it's time to hang it up.
Okay, I got the over and under for the Cowboys game, and it's 46 points. Okay. So That's not too high.
Okay,
That's pretty low. They think it's probably going to be lower scoring. And as far as the Giants, where's the Giants game? Right
it's gonna be like
here.
30 something, right? Watch it be like 30 something.
Yeah, well, my phone can load. Okay, there it is. 43, so pretty low. It's pretty low.
43.
Yeah,
Only 3 points.
it might
Only
be
three
actually pretty
points.
high for the Giants
That's
last
pretty
year.
high. That's pretty high for this game. They expect them both to score 20 points at least.
Maybe,
Nah, I don't
maybe.
know. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. Well, we'll see about it. We may start having to.
I'll
You
take
know
the
what?
under.
You know what, Caleb? I think the Giants are become the Iowa of the NFL. Against Iowa, Caleb. You know what you always do with Iowa? You always bet the under with Iowa.
Yeah.
And I think with the New York Giants, always bet the under. Even when they're being blown out, always bet the under. Because
I was trying not to score points. Like they're trying to play defense. They're trying to keep
I
it
don't know
low
why.
scoring.
How do they do that? Why do they do that?
Well, probably because they think they can win it if they just wear you out. Keeping a low score and just make one play. And
Whatever. I'm not talking. It's not. Why are we talking about Iowa? That I
I
would.
don't know. But I'm just saying, they're
Hey, by
trying
the
to
way,
do that. The
guys.
Giants aren't trying to do that. The Giants are actually
By the
trying
way,
to score
guys, I
points
just
when
want
they
to point
can.
out. Next week I think we should start. I think we should start doing it, Caleb. Our college football corner. We should dedicate some time for this show to talk about some college football of the week. You know what I mean? You're a big Texas fan. You know what I mean? Me, I'm a big college football fan in general. I do follow the Ducks and the Miami Hurricanes. I follow them. But so we should really touch on some college
Big
football.
Ten fan.
Well, Miami's in the ACC, bro.
Well, I mean, but you're an Oregon fan.
Yeah, shout out to the Big Ten. I can't wait for the Big Ten matchup of Oregon Rutgers. Can't wait for that. By the way, speaking of conferences, massive conference news coming out a couple of days ago. The Pac-12 is alive, baby.
Oh, what a bunch of scumbags just stealing all the Mountain West's teams. Like, what the hell's wrong with them?
You're just mad that we didn't take UNLV. You're just mad about that, aren't you?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, come on, what's wrong with UNLV? We're good. We're good.
Yeah, you're mad that they chose Colorado State over you. You mad about that?
I mean, what the hell's Colorado State ever done? I mean, we were in the conference championship last year.
Because the other three teams make sense. Boise State, Fresno State. What was it? San Jose State, I think.
San Diego State.
San Diego State. So like so San Diego State, Fresno State, and Boise State, and Colorado State. They had all the states. Give me all the states. You know what I mean? And then you're like, wait, what about UNLV? That's why you're mad. That's not why you're mad. That's why you're mad, right? By the way, speaking of Mountain West, they're trying to get Sacramento State. So there's that.
Sacramento State.
Yeah. Well, let's stop acting like UNLV. It's the powerhouse here, Caleb.
We're a powerhouse now. We got we got Ricky White. We're a powerhouse.
All right. But a couple years ago, you were like 1-12. All right, let's just chill. All right.
This is a new age. This is
It's the new age. It's the new age. Wait, who's your head coach?
LB football. This is a football city.
By the way, I played UNLV last night in my NCAA. I dropped 60 on them, but that's not the point I'm trying to make here. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point I'm making is the death of the Pac-12 is greatly exaggerated.
No, it's the death of the Mountain West.
But the death of Mountain West is definitely going to happen because the Big Ten wanted to kill the Pac-12. Also, too, what's funny too is some of the teams that are on the list for expansion for the Pac-12, two of them, Stanford and Cal. That shit's funny. Stanford and Cal, get back over here. But the Pac-12 is still alive. So there's that news. Shout out to the Pac-12, keeping it going. But on that note, everyone, Caleb, where can people find you, my man?
You can find me at NFL22 on Instagram and Twitter /X, and you can find me on this channel on betting the NFL on Wednesdays at 8:00.
All right, y'all. My name is Ferris Muthana. My name is Ferris Muthana. You can find me at Ferris Muthana on Twitter, _Ferris_Muthana on Instagram. Every Friday, 3:00 Pacific, right here. Good friends, better rivals, as well as every Giants game this coming up season. Every Giants game, I will be doing play-by-play for the New York Giants. We may, the New York Giants against the Cowboys on Thursday night. I may have a special color commentary person for that, possibly. Possibly.
Who's that?
You stupid! Like, what do you mean? Who would that be? Like, you're the
I
only Cowboys fan that I tolerate.
I would not be on doing commentary on this.
Oh no, you would probably be shit faced. Are you telling me?
Probably I'm going to the
Yeah.
bar. So
Okay. All right. Okay. So we don't do a show that night.
on the Thursday night
Yeah.
after, no,
Yeah. No. No.
we'll do
Okay.
it on
Friday.
Friday.
Friday it
We'll
is.
do it on
Friday it
Friday.
is. Friday it is. Friday it is. So give you some time to recover. But every Giants game, I will be calling them. You know what, guys? I'll even do the 6:30 in the morning game in Germany. You know what? That's how I'll do it. So every Giants game, I'll be doing play by play. We have the first one on the channel. Go check that out. You know, it's still a work in progress. Still a work in progress. Um, with little kinks, still trying to iron out some of the stuff. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful time. I forgot to put the banner on, so make sure to join the Patreon. Patreon, it's too much stuff. It's too much stuff. Well, I'll do that next week. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Support the
Have a
channel.
wonderful day. Support the channel. Like, subscribe, share. We're at 174 subscribers. Did we lose some or did we gain some? Did we gain 4 subscribers? I think we gained 4, Caleb. We gained 4. So we need 26 away from 200. So on that note, everyone, have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Stay cool. See y'all next week. Peace.